collective energy reading. Please only take what resonates. Always leave the rest for the best. Don't stress. Because if you're stressing, then in your mind, like someone's in hermit, thinking, they're gaining wisdom, that higher clarity. They could be evolving, taking them steps forward. This could be a fire sign. They're getting that higher clarity. They may see you as a part of that sun. They're having that higher awareness. That's that higher awakening when you get the spiritual box. Poop. You have to question yourself, like, did I really? Yes, you did. And now they're looking at you. They could see you as that new opportunity, that abundance of mindset. Now they can see you're a part of that prosperity. And that's that scarcity. They could see you as a part of that stability. They may be wanting to have a conversation with you. They've got this attraction. They're saying, you're mine. They're looking at you saying you're mine. They could be feeling like one hopeless romantic about this commitment. You could be hearing about this commitment. They was a hopeless romantic. There are these attractions. You could be having this conversation. You gain this wisdom while you was in hermit. They thought they was going to that abundance. Take this all as it resonates. Always leave the rest for the best. Don't stress, because this is the twin flame journey. They put you in that 3 of Swords. They could be in this 3 of Swords. Now they're having some heartache, hurt and pain. They could have broke your heart. And now they're feeling heartbroken. Without your love, they are broken. Now they've had enough, they are broken. And they don't know what to say. When they was lying that way. They was lying. So now they're heartbroken. Because what goes around comes right back around. And it's that feeling, 7 of Wands. When people block you and stop you and that looking out, defending yourself. You had to defend yourself. Now they be wanting to defend their self because they can see certain people was blocking them, stopping them, defeating, lying, cheating, deceiving, causing confusions and illusions because they didn't have that higher clarity and you had this higher clarity and certain people was blocking you and stopping you from moving forward. Now they're all of a sudden having a sudden change. They're in that Capricorn energy. They can see that you're eccentric, you're steadfast, you're organized. Now they're having that spiritual box of that awakening because they can see it's a sudden change. They're gaining discipline. You have to hold your discipline. You have to hold your structures. You have to look at yourself and identify yourself before you wreck yourself. And now all of a sudden, they're checking themselves because they can see you're their lovers. They're having a tower moment. It's a sudden change, that heartbreak. That's when you're in your mind, you're stressed and you've got conflict. You're not knowing why, what the actions that you took when you was in your ego. You wasn't moving out of love. Now that all of a sudden they want forgiveness because you get that high awakening. You get clarity. Why? Because you was moving and you thought you was controlling and you wasn't brave, and they can see how you was brave. You have that high awareness, and now they're getting that high awareness in regards towards you. They was on a karmic cycle. Take it all as it resonates. They're looking back. This is somebody from your past. They could be having these memories now and it's reverting to the past and it's someone's returning. So somebody could have caused you heartache in the past. They're getting this high clarity, how they caused you this pain and this heartache. They're seeing you as that Ace of Coins. They're getting that higher awareness now because that's that spiritual box and it's that cycle. That's when you have to keep on looking around. They're transforming. They didn't want to transform. They didn't want to change. They've seen you transformed and changed. Now they maybe wanted to be able to come with an offer towards you. With this new, they see you're stable, you're standing, you're strong. You've got that strength. You've seen the illusions to confusions. They were running past golden calves. And that was all for inheritances and taxes and loans and things that you got in secret. So you're going to be hearing that they've got to be able to go because it's a transformation, letting go of that devil energy, the mindset, that aggressive energy, because of their attitude, their approach. And that's when you're not being real and you're not concluding. Then you got to sit down and conclude the situation. You have to analyze, you have to check. Look, when they was taking these methods of the great idea that they had, and now they're coming to that great conclusion, their mindset to their values and what they was valuing and their attitude and their approach towards life. Because now they're in that 4 of Swords. And with stress and conflicts, it's all higher awakening, higher clarity, transformation, changing. That's like all awareness. That's when you have to get steadfast. They can see that you've took structures. This is this masculine energy. They're gaining wisdom now because they are in that Cancer energy. They can see they was clinging on and holding on. A feminine was clinging on and holding on to them. That was all for a property. They could have signed things and secured things they may have needed, that help and support. Communicating, they see that you communicate very well. They didn't have these communicating. They didn't look at it from a practical idea when they was moving to these people from their past. Now they thought that was having higher wisdom. They may have to go to court. They have to take feminine to court, take it all as it resonates. This could be in regards to a child. This could be in regards to work. This could be in regards to service for like a home, a property. They could have get this high awareness because they was in that low dense energy, too busy out partying, socializing, holding on, golden cast, things that look so pretty on the outside, but not looking at that spiritual aspect towards life, that duality. Now they're in that Four of Swords. They're feeling like they're having that death because it's a spiritual death. It's a transformation. That's when you connect to your heart. Those emotions flow. You look at the roots, those foundations. You go back to where it started. This mother, this masculine, take it all as it resonates. They was too busy just showing themselves off in public. All because of their values. They valued their self, money, greed, extra energies. Now they're in that Seven of Swords because it's getting caught up, and they want to be able to come and confess these things towards you now because they're having stress within their mind, because they're having that higher clarity. They've got awakening. They were so busy having these things, the illusions, or because they thought it was eccentric. Now they've got this social awareness of you, and they connected to their hearts now because they can see you're that feminine energy. And now they're getting that high awakening. They didn't have structures, their foundation, your spiritual knowledge to their spiritual knowledge. You gained that insight, you kept on growing, you gave that love and compassion to yourself. You had to love them from a distance because what was not for you, it's not going to pass you by. Your mindset, you had to nurture yourself, have compassion to yourself. Their values and your values, two different values. Your mindset, their mindset. You was whole and connected to the divine. You seen that heartbreak, you had compassion, you had to use those creative skills, kept on getting moving forward, have balance. Stay in that Libra energy because you're seeing about family members and friends and your partners, about the choices that they made at 3 to cause you that heartache and pain. You had to go back down, nurture, look at those relationships, see where, why, what, because that was the root cause of that problem. You felt that. Then you went to your sacral and you went to your solar plexus, and you had to keep on moving forward for the back and the starts because that was enabling you to be able to have compassion, inner standing, look back to the relationships, the people who was chatting this shit, who was wise, who phoned you, who spoke, who stopped, who was you around and who was you socializing with, who did you stop socializing with, and why did people act in those ways? Was it because they thought they was brave? Did they think that you was naive? Was they using aggression? Was they in their ego? Was they being flighted and detached from their own emotions to make you have to question yourself? And it came with trust. So you had to have that trust, you had to forgive those people, you had to look at yourself, be a fool, take that leap, look at your structures, your foundations, connect to the emotions, because it was the way how you felt. And now that people are looking back towards you because of the way how I acted. And I'm feeling now, I'm feeling like a fool because of the way how I was, and I'm seeing that my ego and the way how my mindset towards the way I was doing, and people are lied, and they're going to come tell you now, they want to have this conversation. They want to let you know. Hope is irrelevant. Hope is painful. Chaos, my tail. So hope is irrelevant. Hope is painful. Chaos was their tail. Heartache, hurt and pain because they was running through those low dense images, picking up like those low down dirty shame. Won't be review. No more to ask questions. Face the consequences together. So now they want you to face these consequences together. That family member, people from the past, they're ready to face this consequence together now because they're having this transformation. They're having an awakening about these friends and these family members and the situations when they was in that community and the people that they were and the choices that they made. They could have had business partners and started working and thought, oh yeah, we're going to try and do something, make it to the top, so you're on that hold. And it was all about money and sex. So they mash up now because they're looking now, they're feeling that stomach, it's that awakening. That's why within that 3 of Swords, doctors mark the need mistakes because they're seeing they've had these mistakes, so they could be going to doctors and marking about these mistakes. Take it all as it resonates. Someone can see the hard work that you're putting in. They can see how you're moving. They may be looking at you and saying, who's the best person for this job? Took so long to recover the painful foreshadowed. So they took so long to recover because they already felt defeated and they was protecting themselves, and they can see that you stood your ground. You were steadfast. Now they're anxious because they're critically thinking now they was insecure. I'm not. She makes me happy. So they're having that awakening and they're saying I'm not. I can see it's a powerful change. I'm listening to my intuitions. I'm connecting to my heart. I'm seeing those emotions. Now I'm getting steadfast. I'm just getting organized. I'm just looking at myself because I'm feeling these things and I'm going to act. So they maybe want to be able to come towards you because they're in their mind. They're acting with love. Remember, I said borrow. So they could be looking back at a feminine. They could have borrowed their money and now they wanted it back this morning. Certain people could have robbed them and not wanted to be able to give them back some money. Take it all as it resonates. These coins, when they was offering certain family members and friends, they could have said they was helping them out, paying them. That was with work and providing a service. Can't go back to how it used to be. So you can't go back to how it used to be. It's got to be better. You can't go back on that same transform, change, because nobody's not the same as it was 2 weeks ago, yesterday, last week, even a year ago. Jedi, guys, got to come back. Came back cold, switched tops. So that's why I changed. Somebody's in that Four of Swords. They're remembering somebody. They said, I borrowed. So they're looking back to one of those friends, the person they had a relationship with. Could be a close family, a friend, an enemy, a business partner. They offered it some money. They said they borrowed it. They maybe wanted some money back. They'd be stressed now. But back this morning, and the actions that people took, take it all as it resonates. They could be holding on and thinking that it was being wise and two-faced. That's caused them stress and conflict. They're having this high awakening about actions certain people took. They thought they were smart. If I knew, I would have done it. Left you on the dance floor. So if they knew, they would have left them on the dance floor. So they could have met them out socializing, partying, and going around and encompassing all those emotions. Told you, these two-faced wives, jealous of family members, friends, close enemies that are close towards you, that people that you meet. They might try to embrace you. Keep calm, no matter what. Don't say shit. So those family members, friends, they might try to embrace you. This masculine may come back to try and embrace you. Keep calm. Don't say shit. Listen to what they say about these family members and friends, because you'll be getting in a high awareness. You use your intuitions because they're coming out, but just have that discernment of that wise words, because when they're coming to let you know about their family members and these friends or a feminine energy that they had these romance and love affairs with, that they was out socializing with, doing things on a pleasure, take it all as it resonates. You'll gain wisdom. So you'll hear insight, and they will have to explain about this morning and the person, what those people was possessing and trying to hold on to, all because of their ego. And then they was acting because about their stability. They may need a new stability now, and they was around certain people to for stability and money and just for somewhere to stay, to be able to secure something. Take it all as it resonates. My soul's getting calmer. Now they're in that Four of Swords, isolated. Their soul's getting calmer because they're having that awakening, connected to the foundations, your heart, those emotions, your mind, your heart, your body, your soul. The soul is inside of your heart. That's that treasure chest. It gives you that awakening. That's when you have to look at the structures. You have to look at yourself. You have to be practical. Are you being supportive towards yourself? Are you nurturing yourself? You get that clarity of thought. Speaking, use your intuitions, intellect, heal. Let go of anything that don't serve your highest good. Look at that strength. Have that power inside of you. It's that energy. Who's putting that positive or bad energy? Because can't go back to how it used to be. So they're knowing it can't go back to how it used to be. They was like bros before her, so there was that socializing with their friends, partying, having these sexual energies, just not realizing, not looking at their self, because they was too persistent and they was possessive in regards to money, out their lust and greed, and their ego and their pride got in the way. They started to face and stop and feel cold and start to feel warm. So now they're having that feeling, that awakening, because it's that attraction. Take it all as it resonates. So you could be hearing they're feeling this attraction towards you. This is somebody from your past. They could see you as that empress, and they could now be using their intuitions, trust. So there you're trusting now. Take it all as it resonates, because they're getting that higher clarity, higher awareness. They're in Sagittarius. They're being optimistic now. They're looking back. They was encompassing those emotions, those feelings. That's when you got to go around, because now they're seeking knowledge. They may see you and be seeking higher wisdom. They even may be seeking knowledge and having to go to court in regards to services that they was providing for people from their past. Take this all as it resonates. This could be like a mother figure who was caring, nurturing. Take it all as it resonates. They could see you as caring, nurturing, got higher clarity. They could see you like a teacher, provider, supporter. Take it all as it resonates. You just have to trust the situation. It's calling you to be able to have faith. That's that higher clarity. 9 Sagittarius, grow optimism, give that fruition. That's that joy, because they're feeling that chemistry and they're going through that transition, because that's that Pluto now. They're having that thought and that feeling. They're looking. They may see you as that joy, that golden calf, and they see you as that shining piece. They just see this underneath. They was in a codependency relationship. So they could have been around certain people that would have these addicts, and they was addicted, fight and flight, running through different I was say man, gyal, man. Take it all as it resonates. They wasn't grounded. They need to be able to cleanse themselves now because those addictions that are affecting their romantic life. So they're looking back that they was having these relationships and they was detached from their own emotions, deceiving you, Seven of Swords in you because they had many options. And now they're looking back towards that chemistry. It's high awakening, unrequired love. There is not enough attraction or chemistry that's keeping that relationship going. They may be with somebody else and having this unrequired love. They may be telling them it's unrequited love, and religious factors, unrequited love, and religious factors could be affecting your relationship. Take it all as it resonates. Because they was out flirting with other people, you seeing things from different perspectives towards them. Take this all as it resonates, because now they're telling you to trust. My friend said leave him. So they trusted their friends. Their friend said leave you. Your friend says leave them. So these people from your past that you was around, they so used to fear towards them. I need your help now. All of a sudden, I need your loving. Oh, like the sunshine. So now all of a sudden they need your help because they've got higher clarity. They may need to be able to seek some wisdom from you. Take it all as it resonates because they may see you like a guru, support worker, teacher, enabler, somebody who can help encompass and look at the side, that emotional factor. Have that discernment, you know, like that spiritual knowledge, that spiritual wisdom. You got that higher clarity. So they could be looking at you because policies, they're looking now, they're being every complaint a woman reports a man. So they could be getting stressed now because a woman could have reported a man, they could have got reported, they could have done some bad things and some secrets, they could have been arguing and things that was bad. So they've got to be able to go to court now because they was in codependency relationships and they could be arguing over money, addictions, fighting, flighting. Will they treat me badly if I report it? So now they're saying, will they treat you badly if you report it about this money or the actions, what they had with close family members and friends when they was giving them money, having sexual energies. They could have been co-signing and doing certain things about a property, dominating over certain resources. You could be getting introspection. They was weak. They was like taming, you know, when you're taming the lion. Strength, like whoever thought it was, dominating over that actually. That's all I could see. The lion put somebody like, it's all right, there you go, it's okay. You know, pleasing your ego. You're going to be a great dad. Oh, so they could have had a child. They could be looking now and thinking, oh my gosh, I got a child with a family member, a friend. They're having stress, they're having that awakening because they're looking now back to the hidden powers are. They could have lured the masculine in and they're having stress now because they're realizing that they got lured in, and that was all because of people from their past. And it was like, you know, when you go back and you think that you got something going on, it's like nostalgia. Now they're looking back towards you because someone returns from their past and they could have went and was holding them and giving them money, and that was for a property, and now they're feeling isolated because they're going through that in silence, and it was all because of things that they was possessing in them energies for money, loss of the ego. You know, you're thinking that you're more that, and they didn't think about their attitude and their approach towards life. This is about a mother, and they're finding about these secrets that was in the hidden. Now they're gaining higher clarity as certain people was holding on and clinging on to them, and it was doing it, it was chemistry. Now they're looking back towards you and seeing the chemistry within you, and they could tell you that they're going to be a great dad. And now they're looking now because what we're presenting was the truth. I thought. So somebody was trying to hold him down and say, oh, I've got a child. You're not good at reading people. So they wasn't good at reading people. They didn't see between the lines, the lie. The Jezebel spirit, they was just looking at that. Yeah, really. They didn't see. Like critically analyze, reflect, look at the words, the actions, the cognitive therapy, the speaking, the way how they're moving, the body language, the facial expressions. When you're around certain people, as certain people acting, they didn't trust their gut feelings. They didn't have that discernment. They wasn't whole. They was blocked. They was emotionally and mentally because they was insecure. Hi, you're my new neighbour. So that could have been a new neighbour. They could have moved into a property and they could have met a feminine when they was at that property, and that feminine's gone, hi, you're my new neighbour. Oh, trust. Oh, yeah, this situation is calling for you to have faith. So they thought, oh, yeah, don't worry about that certain person. And, oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you need this, do you? And just came in that way, you know, when you need a bit of sugar. You're not good. Oh, that reader said he wasn't good at reading people. That neighbor. I want to be your friend again. People need friends. Now they're looking at you and seeing that chemistry and saying it's strong. I want to be friends again. People need friends. You may need to be able to have that discernment, look into that ball about the actions that they took. Because they're gaining introspection. You may need to be able to gain introspection and get that inner standing, because they're not grounded. You're seeing they was around a fake comet energy. You see that arrow there? Fake bitch. They call them resting grouch face. The fake bitch. Resting grouch face. That fake bitch. Resting grouch face. They may call you resting grouch face because you hold confidence, you got self-esteem, you got clarity. You're just like the divine. You're like an offering. You're like flourishing. You're nurturing. You're stable. You got that security. You're abundant. They can see you got that higher clarity. You're transforming. You're growing. You're encompassing emotions. So they definitely want to be your friend again. So be prepared for it. They're coming because you're upset. I dumped you. So that feminine, masculine could be upset because you dumped them. They're feeling isolated, taking a break. They need healing because they lied to be able to avoid the conversation. So they could have said they dumped you to lie, to avoid the conversation after they free assault you, you free assault them. You gain higher clarity. You ended that cycle. You seen about the people when they was traveling and they didn't have that discernment and they didn't know how to have boundaries. They didn't realize you was that stable one and you was nurturing. You was the one who was providing that service and you was caring and you gave that intuitions and they sucked off your energy and drained you dry because you was that higher clarity one. You was the abundant one. Now they're feeling stressed because when they've got to look back and they're analysing, you was that true one. They're looking back at the choices that they took. They was in their ego and it was all because of the pride. They was looking for assets, money, golden cars, extra energies, out socialising, party, pretending you're something that you're not. Like shapeshifter. You trusted your spirit. You connected to that higher wisdom. You listened to your gut feelings, had that clarity, had the discernment, block off, lock off, let go of people who didn't respect you and trust you. You wasn't codependent. You weren't waiting on no partner to be able to provide and give you money. You maintain yourself. You know you wasn't able to balance the physical as well as the mental, the emotional, as well as the practical. You got analysed, you recognised, you worked hard, you put your work in. They was codependency, holding on people for money. They could have been codependent on you for your skills, for your knowledge, for your ability, for your wise words and your wisdom, for your love. And they just moved in that fight and flight energy. Give a little, but I got a lot. They was like Jenny from the block. 30 days suspended, sentence a £100 fine, £700 fine. So they got a £700 fine. You could hear they got locked up. They got to go to court. They got prison. They may have to get suspended from driving, suspended from moving, suspended. Agree to disagree. So you'd have to agree to disagree. Now they could be agreeing to disagree to be able to pay these because it was bros before hoes, and when they was doing what they was doing and they tried to lie to be able to avoid the conversation. My kids are my life. So you could hear about these kids. So they stuck because it was their kids and they was having arguments with this feminine energy, and it was about stability and people holding power. This could have been somebody using their intuitions, doing spell work, blocking, and then trying to be able to use that as control to block them. They wasn't connected. It was emotional factor because they just seen that was about their peace. It's the principle. So they didn't have a look and have an understanding about that compassion and speak the truth and be practical. And if that's the case, communicate effectively. Nose itching. Have that understanding to be able to overstand and look at the reasons and think. When you was moving, how you was moving, the choices that you made, was you using your intuitions, was you being wise, was you being real, did you have that discernment, or was you doing it in that quick fight and flight because it was Gemini and Mercury, Gemini and Virgo. So you didn't have that higher clarity because it was about being wise and the choices that you make and the sense of service. And that's when you're having stress and conflict in your mind, and then you're traveling in your thoughts. So when you was traveling and you was moving, you wasn't having that clear mind because you was out socializing, serving other people. 9, you was in that bad side of life and not doing the good, no self-respect, no dignity, no pride, or because of your ego, and that's why you didn't have compassion. Now you could be wanting to have this conversation about this commitment they're cherishing. They could be looking back, because you may have to trust that they lied, and trust that they're saying, nah, we've got unfinished business, because they're looking back towards you. There's stress, conflict in their mind. They maybe want to be able to travel towards you. Mercury, they're in that Mercury energy. We still have things to resolve. So they could be looking back towards you and saying, we still got things to resolve. I regret, because now I'm having that awakening. I was in Pluto, that codependency relationship. I had these addictions, confusions, but because of my aggression, extra energy. Certain people blocked you because of magic, with spell work. Take it all as it resonates. You'll hear that feminine energy with blocking. There's feeling neglected now. The feeling saying you're irreplaceable. Our love is always there, despite the distance. So you could be far at a distance, so they want to be able to travel towards you. They're taking action to be able to come towards you, to give you love. They're saying about this soul contract. The lessons I learned from us will never be forgotten. So they're having that high awakening now, because they're having stress. They're in that 9 of Swords, 9 of Wands. They're looking to be able to get that close to special positiveness now. They're looking, it's fatigue. They're feeling stress and conflict, because that's that high awakening. Or because of the illusions, Tower moment. They're having that higher clarity about this commitment. They're coming towards you for this commitment, because they're saying, you're mine. It's this unfinished business. Oh, guys, that's gone far. I'm saying, Charlotte, we've seen the bonds. That's the bond. They're looking back to those bonds, that past life relationship. They're getting a high clarity. They could be saying that. They could be getting high awareness of you studying, you finding out information. They may have to go to court. They may want to come and rejoice with you, because they're looking back now, because that's that soul. They're seeing you're a part of the dream, that soul connection. You can make them feel whole. They're seeing that whole entire feeling. It's a transformation, because that's the soul preparing them to have that awakening, to be able to reconnect. They see that, share your dreams together and encourage each other to be able to make them a reality, because they're feeling these feelings. It's that deep feeling, that soul contract. That's when it's inside. They can feel and connect, like they feel like a hopeless romantic. They want to be able to come towards you now and speak these words, because they're getting that higher clarity there in their mind. That's that wholeness now, when you just connect in your heart, those emotions, and you're traveling in your mind and your thoughts and your feelings, thinking, how am I going to move? Because you need to be able to gain that balance. So they may need to be able to gain balance before they come towards you. Take this all as it resonates, because it's overnight success. You're moving towards that overnight success. You could be on the computer speaking. People are getting a high awareness of you. They know you've got no filter. You may be releasing this filter and just gaining balance, but they come in towards you. They can speak in that truth. Let it go. Any heartache, any pain, transform, change your mind, change your attitude, because you could have a secret admirer. Somebody could be coming towards you and saying, oh my gosh, I've been seeing you on social media. I've got a social awareness of you. You could be out socializing, partying. This could be somebody you might have to make a choice, because somebody's saying trust that choice to be able to move forward. This person who's going to come towards you, they're going to give you, they're going to make sure you're happy, anything that you're needing, you're wanting. They're going to provide you a service if you're not well, if you need anything. They're looking at them. Support. Provide you balance. They will analyze you. They will know who you are. They want to be able to transform with you. This person who's coming in, they want to grow. They're telling you that I want that wholeness. You may have to look, and you might have to be in that hangman position to give yourself the questions, because you're looking at the mysteries to the stories. But this person's not going to come in. They're going to look at you and treat you for you. They're going to know that you've got these skills, and they're going to see you've got these hidden powers, and you are that true divine feminine. Take it all as it resonates. They're going to be becoming immature. All of a sudden, disappearance, ghosted, explanation, left hanging, seen but ignored. So somebody may want to be able to message you. They could be like feelings. They could be wanting to message you, and those feelings are ignored. Take it all as it resonates. They want to come in and tell you your mind. Step 3 more, it says, she said she loved me, or was I telling myself that? So they could say, oh, that person said they loved me, or was I telling myself that? They could be looking back now, reminiscing. Do you think of us as a couple? Do you think of them as a couple because they want to see you as that overnight success? Marriage, confusing, no wonder you failed at it. So they seen that the marriage that they had in the partners, they was in that low dense energy because it was holding on for assets, and when they was in that low underworld and confusion, looking for things what was not the things on the outside and not the things on the inside. I am aware I am unreliable. So they're unreliable. Treat them, be clever about it. So they could be coming towards you now to want to treat you now. They're going to be clever about it. Take it all as it resonates. This is a mum thing with you. So they had mother issues. Take it all as it resonates. Always leave the rest for the best. Don't stress.